Today is May 20th. We talk about the Yankees with manager Aaron Boone. It's a good time. You may enjoy it. You may not. Depends if you enjoy things. Let's talk Yanks. If you're a constant, someone who doesn't enjoy shit, probably not for you. It is. Recaps galore. Weekly awards. Statline. Lemonade takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin Yanks. Talkin Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talkin Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Hello and welcome to Talkin Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD's here. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. And we're talking Aaron Boone. And then after that, we're going to chew on some of this Soto stuff because there's some wild stuff that came out that I am excited to chat about. Boone was in good spirits, though, Jake. Wouldn't you say?
James, BBD, everyone tuning in. How are you? Yes, Boone was in good spirits. I mean, winning a bunch of series, taking the Subway Series. I think he just came from a nice charity event, so he's in good spirits about that. And why not be in good spirits? Yanks are playing a good brand of baseball. And if we're full disclosure, I'm not sure if BBD had the recording going or if it's in the episode. Boone tried to hit us with a jab out the open, so then I hit him with a jab out the open, which really set the tone for a good time, which is your dad's old interview trick.
Yes.
You got a weakness? Shoe shopping.
Exploit it. No, matching socks. I'm really bad at matching my socks. And then he pulled up his pants and showed that he was wearing two different socks.
Classic.
Yeah. Shout out. To Feet and Al Bundy.
Is that our new Substack?
It's actually, looks like product information. I don't know. I don't have it. Oh, it's right here. Hayden Clappeltz. I feel like Hayden's been shouting out a lot.
Yeah.
Good job, Hayden. Most recent Substack subscriber where you get exclusive content from us here. My reaction to Volpe getting hurt got put on the Substack.
Yeah.
He's not hurt anymore.
Scary moment.
This is our chat with Boone. It was good stuff.
Today's Bantering with Boone is presented by T-Mobile, the network we trust, whether we're home, at the ballpark, or on the road. We were at the Subway Series. It was packed, but guess what? Not too packed for T-Mobile's largest 5G network, America's largest 5G network. Jim, you use it. You were at a party.
I was at a party. I was watching on my phone. They had that play at the plate. I kind of jumped.
Right.
My daughter was in my lap, and she got startled.
Yeah.
The phone fell off my knee. It was on my knee. She was in my lap. It was a good time. Thank you to T-Mobile.
Magenta Status has a ton of perks, and they're a big MLB company, and so are we. So why don't you add the best 5G coverage in the game to your lineup? Learn more at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Big thanks to T-Mobile for partnering with us this baseball season. Let's do it. We're joined by manager of the Yankees, Aaron Blanche. How you doing?
Wow. Hey, now. I'm calling Blanche.
I'm out. Boone, we were at the game Sunday.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah. We recorded from the K seat afterwards, our show. It was a good time.
Uh-huh.
The boos on Sunday, I wasn't there Friday, Saturday, were the loudest I've heard an individual player get in person. Were you surprised that it was that loud consistently?
I don't think anything surprised me. I thought it would, I know it was a long time in waiting. What's the anticipation of the reaction and what's it going to be like? So I thought it would be something and noisy and creative and all those kind of things. So no, I can't say I was surprised.
It was usually I'm cynical when the reporters and everyone says oh, got a lot of boos, because sometimes you're there in person and it's a section of 20 people, or it's just the bleacher creatures, or it's a spattering of noise that's loud while everyone else is quiet. When he stepped onto the grass, it was every section of the whole stadium in unison. I was like, whoa, people having fun with this. And he had fun with it on the first day as well.
Yeah.
Which It's a good time. Did you expect the madness that ensued like yesterday? I don't know on your off day if you were checking articles that came out, tweets that came out. Passan had to correct people that he does not fly a private jet. Like it got to be this whirlwind of story. Did it feel like that during the series?
I didn't read any articles or anything. I got a little bit of the noise. Like it definitely feels noisy. And I watched a little bit of their game last night up at Fenway. So I probably saw some things, on social media, but not a lot other than to know it's noisy.
Were those, I know you're an Eagles football guy. Were those the loudest boos you've ever heard at a sporting event?
I don't know.
Okay.
Man.
I know.
I don't know.
That's why I'm here to ask the tough questions.
Yeah. If you've ever been booed in your life, it always feels a little louder when it's coming at you.
Yeah, you want to
tell him?
Yeah, we had a roommate in college. We were a house of 10 guys, and every time he walked into the room, we would boo him. And we were friends with him, but then they did it to like me once.
We did it to everyone else to see how it feels, and it was awful. That was 10 people.
We're like, this
speaking
stinks.
of that,
You're not excited I'm here?
In spring training, Ausmus and I were we had to go to an event, and we're kind of downtown in Tampa, and there's a lot of, one ways, and this street's blocked off. And he made a couple of like wrong turns getting to the place, and I just turned from the passenger seat. I was like, boo. And he was a little frustrated. He goes, get out. And he was serious.
That's the only response.
Get out. I was like, he recovered a little bit, but in the moment he was serious. He wanted me out of the car.
Damn.
Has it been fun this recent trip? The road trip out west was good. You won 4 series in a row now, I believe it is. You've have a lot of blowouts. You guys have been blowing people out. That's fun. Recently, much more close games, like big moments at the end. We had talked about this 2 weeks ago, how there weren't that many late inning comebacks. And then you had 2 right afterwards against the Padres. And then you close games in Seattle, was it? But then a rally at the end from the bottom of the lineup, scoring runs in ways that aren't home runs. Like, to me, I know that we were close and you lose some leads late, which isn't good, but or you get shut out by the starting pitcher. Like, there's always nitpicking fans that are mad about one aspect. For Jake and I, were like, this is great to see. It's great to see against competitive teams being in games where you have to, Fried had to be as sharp as he can. Your beat had to battle, stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. Playing in those kind of games, I think just in a little way, small way sometimes, just prepares you for the long haul, prepares you for the biggest of games. When you're in those games and you can kind of get comfortable in those situations, I think that's important. I feel like, when we talked a couple weeks ago, or even the last, we're off to a pretty good start from a record standpoint, but it almost feels like, I feel like we could be even a little bit better. So hopefully that is a good sign. And hopefully we just get better and better as we go at, winning some of these tight games. But I feel like there's a lot of guys in there playing really well.
Do you think the team feels a little more comfortable against Peterson's out there throwing 6 pitches, making it up, not making it up as he goes. He's a good pitcher, but Ryan Stanton comes in, the Pirate, and he's throwing 101 now, which what the hell is that about? But it almost felt like the guys are a little more comfortable being like, okay, hey, we got 101 and a split coming in compared to a 5-pitch mix. Do you feel that's kind of something that the team has?
I don't know. I think every situation's different, really. I do feel like our hitting coaches and our position player group, they've really developed and fostered a really good culture and hitting culture where these guys have been excellent at, you see our guys talking to one another after they make an out, maybe on their way to the on deck circle, back to the dugout. They communicate really well with one another. So I feel like, they're being disciplined to what their plan is for that night on a given night, whether it's more of a team approach or, individual approach in certain situations. I feel like guys, for the most part, are going out and executing your plan and staying to that. And it's added up so far, and it's made for some good offense. So we got a long way to go and have to keep that going. But I like how that group is kind of coming together.
The starting pitching is on an awesome stretch right now, knocking all over the desk. Last 31 games, 2.89 ERA. 26 of the 31 of those, they've allowed 3 earned runs or fewer. The only team with a better starting pitching ERA is the Rangers, so it's a fun series. But my big question is, Warren is the big change. What did Matt Blake say to him, or you, or what clicked? Because he is, and I even saw it out of Clark the first 3 innings, coming into the start of game, and this is eye test bullshit that I'm saying, but pitching downhill or like crazy, just much more conviction and intention to what they're doing and filling up the zone more. It feels like there was a sharp turn with young William Warren. Yeah.
I have definitely noticed, I feel like his stuff has been excellent the last 3 or 4 times out. Even one of those when he had a rough one, it was dominant in portions of it. And again, like if you go back and listen to all my probably post games on him, like we were seeing all those things, like, and to a degree, we even saw it last year, even when he was taking his lumps a little bit in AAA, a little bit here. Like there was so much good within those outings that you could dream on, that, it just kind of needed to come together for him. And I think he's really gained from experience, understanding, and it's one thing to know and have the confidence, but it's another thing to go out there and have some success with that, to just give you that next level of trust in what you can do and your arsenal and your pitches. And he's got all the weapons to do it. And we've seen it obviously at a much more consistent rate here these last few, and excited for his continued development. And, he's a good competitor. And I just think we're seeing, a guy that continues to get better, that's very capable.
Bit of a pitch mix change, remembering now, especially that A's game, the sinker instead of the 4-seam, or, making them equal. And he got a lot of early at-bat outs on ground balls. It feels like that is a lesson that is hard for the pitchers coming up. It took Clark a little bit. I remember in 2023, you guys, or 2022, one of the years you guys really changed were like early outs in play, and Cole changed
23, Cole.
2023. But it seems like that's a hard lesson for guys who come up just wanting to strike everyone out. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even strike everyone out. It's just, knowing that obviously more guys up here have the ability to hurt you, that are much more established and seasoned hitters, that and more spots in the order that you make a mistake and, you're backing up bases or getting a new ball, So I think it's learning that you can live in the strike zone to some degree, learning how to, what's it got to look like when I am ahead in the count. But I think with Will, one thing that's been noticeable to me is you talk about the sinker. I still think it's both sinker and 4-seamer, but there's just been a crispiness and a life to it. Like sometimes it's 92, sometimes it's 94, 95, but it all seems really crisp right now to me.
You mentioned a good sinker / 2-seamer, Johnny Lasagna back, Loaisiga. I want to talk about some of the pitching stuff, but was the goatee a little jarring?
I guess I'm just kind of getting more used to it now. So no, but what's exciting is that's how Johnny's looked for the last few months. Every time I've watched him in bullpens, lives, all his rehab outings, it's been really sharp. Good command with his 2-seamer. He flashed a really good changeup the other night too, mixing in his breaking ball. But his 2-seamer, his sinker's in a really good spot from just the quality of it and command of it. And obviously really excited to get him back.
His breaking ball, it's funny you called it that, because everywhere online refers to it as a curveball, but it looks, it's 90 miles per hour and a bullet sinker.
Yeah,
or slider.
The slider kind of, it changes a little bit with Johnny.
Okay.
All right. Yarbrough in the rotation. What's the is this? What does he know? What do you know? What do the fans know? Is he like, hey, every 5 you're getting the ball until otherwise, or is it we look at the schedule week by week and make a plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But man, he's been really valuable for us here early, just in a lot of different roles. This past weekend we didn't use him, but he was in those first couple games. He was in like, all right, we need some length, or maybe we even need a left-handed little lane here in a short burst. He was ready for that, and now we, with the 2 off days, wanted to not put guys on 7 days and load up the too much 5 too much. So getting him, he's just so versatile. And he's been huge for us, but excited for him to get back in there. He's done a great job in starting. He's not fully built up like a starter, but pretty built up, and feel like he's throwing the ball really well, and he's just such a different look than really anything you see.
Does the baseball guy laugh at you a little bit when you see Yarbrough versus DeGrom on the bump tomorrow? Just as like, I mean, the last lefty throwing 84 in the league versus DeGrom, who can hit 102 if he wants it. Answer my question.
Yeah, Yard will step it up to 90 every now and then.
Yeah, you're right. He's dialed a couple up.
If the Yanks are up big, knocking on that wood again, can you go like Yarby to Yeri? Because I think that's just fun to say.
Yeah.
5 innings, 4 innings, Yarby to Yeri.
Yarbs to Yeri?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sign me up.
Okay.
Done. Hey, I'm a Peraza guy. I love his defense. I think with the way the rest of the lineup can hit, there's a chance that the best Yankee team is with him playing his third base defense. I guess with the offensive approach, I need a little more, and I know the Yankee way is on base percentage, and that's take your pitches, control the zone, all of that. It feels like he's a little in between, and I don't know. I guess what are you looking for from him? And does it start with seeing more pitches and trying to work at bats? Is it, hey, jump a couple heaters and maybe get hot? Like what? I guess what would you tell Oswald?
First of all, the one thing I think he's done better at the plate this year is control the strike zone a little bit better. Like I feel like he's making some better swing decisions. He's had a couple of big walks in there. He's gotten into some deeper counts. But no, it's always about getting your pitch. And if that's pitch 1, let's go. So, I know he's working hard behind the scenes with his swing. But you're right. I mean, the defense has been outstanding. He made the error the other night, but otherwise he's pretty dynamic wherever you put him. So that's been really nice to have. He's in there tonight, and hopefully we'll shot in the arm at the bottom of the order and picking it at third.
Sure. Lefty
on the bump for the Rangers. Same lineup as Sunday. Is that your lefty lineup with DJ
Rice for Dominguez today?
DHing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's the same. Yeah.
Peraza, DJ. And DJ is the next guy to talk about. My name is James O'Brien, and sometimes I wear Skims. Kind of a special day. Keeps me together. Skims, revolutionizing shapewear. They have launched a line of men's underwear that's about to change your daily routine. I do very much enjoy my Skims. I have 2 pairs. And when I grab them out of the drawer, I go, ooh, Skims day. So you can do that. You can have the same feeling as I do. You can shop at Skims, the official underwear partner of the NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball at skims.com. Let them know that we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows, because that helps us out. And it helps you out because you're going to feel good. You're going to have yourself some Skims days. There's a spryness to them that people are noticing and talking about that. Some last week you said to us that kind of made me tilt my head and go like, oh, I like the sound of that, was when you said that DJ wanted to really make sure by the time he came up, he was ready to go in all facets of the game and feeling good, because it comparatively, you look back at some of the last times he came up, it did feel like he was still rehabbing in his first couple weeks with the big league club, where there was just and I'm not guaranteeing results here or anything. I'm just saying, but with his presence, especially defensively in the box, just looked a little more solid. I think that's the word I would say. He just looks more solid than we've seen in the past couple of years.
Yeah. He really was able to kind of, I don't want to say normal spring training because it wasn't a normal spring training, but he had a buildup like that. He logged a lot of at-bats. He logged a lot of innings. He got a back-to-back. So I feel like physically he was ready to go. Since he's been up here, it has been good. I don't know if it's more life. I got asked that question the other day too. Is there more life and, like moving on defense? And I'm like, well, the defense has always been really good when he's been able to be on the field, even when he's been working through injuries. So, I mean, he can always defend. The biggest thing for him is being able to stay healthy, and can he repeat these days? I'm still going to give him days here and there, and but just he's given that really good at bat quality so far, and has made some really nice plays. Turned a couple really good double plays too, and
a couple fist pumps and screaming in the middle of plays.
He does that more than any player almost in the league. Everyone always says, "Man, how about that?" Like Osma said that to me the other day. DJ's. I'm like, he always does that.
There was one after turning a double play.
Quiet with what he says. He'll give you some outward emotion.
For home runs, turning an inning-ending double play. That one I felt like that's a little different. But what if I told you he gave a 3-minute answer to Meredith post game?
That's concerning.
That's new.
Yeah.
One question. He went on for 3 minutes. He was like Clark Schmidt or something. Like, it's crazy.
It's good to have him back playing well.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad that he's back, and I feel this sense of you say pride, but as fans, some of the last times you're like, dude, I don't know if you're ready. You're like, what is this? And now it's like, he hits the home run, he's fist something. I'm like, yeah, hell yes. This would feel so good.
The one thing I think everyone would like, DJ really loves baseball.
Yeah.
He loves to play. So that's been taken away from him a little bit. And so I think he loves to play, and the added appreciation of, it's been taken away a lot in spurts over the last few years. So I think there's that added appreciation probably.
What about maybe one of the next guys coming back is Big G. Johnny, it seemed like the timing for the Mets series seemed to be a little convenient. I mean, I see a Dodgers LA trip coming up. What should we be looking for Stanton?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, other than he's kind of graduating his final running stuff. And then I know they'll talk about when to go get more consistent live at bats or how we're going to do a rehab stuff. So I just know he's doing well.
Okay.
There's one article that said probably when the 60-day comes up, which is a week from now, right? May 27th.
Did it say probably or maybe? Or it could be?
I don't know. I don't want to misquote it because they might be misquoting, and then we're in a fountain of misquotation.
They asked me, and they said probably, could he be ready by? Yeah,
it could be.
Could be.
And that turns into he's going to be ready.
Right.
So,
but confirmed he's just rehabbing and coming back as a DH. There's no going to the minors and playing the outfield and getting reps there.
No.
Okay.
So, you know what? Big G will be back when he's back. So he's doing well.
Okay, makes sense.
We'll tweet that
I
out.
can report that.
And what about heel? He had a minor setback. It was a leg injury or something, or was that not heel?
No.
Okay. How's heel doing then?
Doing well.
It's good.
I think he's 2-3 weeks now into his
beater. Is it beater that I'm thinking of?
No, you're thinking of Cousins had a peck.
Yes.
Cousins had a peck.
Guess we all have pecks, but
Cousins had a peck. Sounds like.
Hopefully he's getting ready to start throwing again. I think today or tomorrow.
Cousins had a peck was BBD's first guess. No, I don't feel great about that.
Luis is doing good. He should be on. Hopefully, I think with his throwing progression, he's on the mound starting probably in a couple weeks.
Is your brother in town?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you guys? When's the last time you saw him in uniform?
Well, he did in the mid. What do you call the 2010s to 19? What's that?
The aughts. No, that's the 2000s. The 10s, I guess.
The teens.
Teens?
Oh, the
2010s?
The 10s. So in the middle of the 10s, he was with player development with the A's. So I went and saw him over in Arizona when he was there at some point. So that's probably the last time I saw him in uni. Or no, he played in the celebrity softball game in Seattle, the All-Star game.
Okay.
So he's in uni for that.
Do you think there's any, the stadium was absolutely rocking, as we talked about, and now it's Tuesday, Rangers, not the same juices flowing. Do you turn to a coach and say, Brad, go give a rousing speech?
No, but we'll have our meeting with the group and the position players and go through our pre-series scouting stuff and hitting report, and we'll be fired up and ready to go.
Okay. You and Jazz keep having these fun back and forths where he says he's really, really close, and then you say, I don't know. I'm glad he's happy though.
Yeah, I mean Jazz is doing well too. So
I think he said 3 days again. I think he said, yeah, probably 3 days.
He did?
Something like that. And then they asked you and you were like, well, I don't know if it's that quick.
Yeah, I don't think it's that quick.
We like that.
I just started soft toss. I think he starts getting introduced to Velo in a few days.
Depending on the way the rest of the infield plays out with Bibas and DJ and Peraza, is Jazz going back to second, or is there still an openness to his flexibility is a perk, and he might go third, second?
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, he'll play. I plan on him playing second, but we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out.
We had I don't want to say famous episode a couple years ago, but we talked about if the Yankees had a barbecue, like what everyone would be doing. And I think it was like Cole on the grill, DJ would be beating everyone at long games, like the competitor stuff you were saying before. I guess for the clubhouse right now, who's someone who's more of if we went walking through the clubhouse on a normal day, who's someone who's more of a presence than maybe we would know? Like there's kind of a lot of new faces around, like even Ascara's a big body and he's doing some ads and stuff. Like who stands out to you?
It's an under the radar big presence.
Yeah. Is anyone holding court that we would be like, oh wow, everyone's gathered around Loaisiga's locker?
How about Fernando Cruz?
Okay.
Glitch.
Big body, happy guy. I like it.
Yeah. And Grish in kind of this quiet little way too.
Kind of opposite ways, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get one fastball, one breaking ball, and one off speed from the Yankees to build your rotation. Whose fastball, breaking ball, off speed are you taking? Because I'm taking Cruz's forkball splitter as my off speed.
Yeah, all right. I'll take it. What's fastball?
Fastball.
Break?
So, I mean, you can take Loaisiga's, or Weave can dot his Freed Rodon.
I'll take Roto's slider.
Okay.
We'll add Roto to our mix.
I'll take Lowe's sinker.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll take Weave's four seam.
As long as you get the command he has.
Take Clark's cutter.
Oh wow.
Take Clark's curveball.
Ooh, okay. Because Freed's curveball is pretty nice.
Oh man. I'll take Freed's just overall everything.
He kind of has it
wins,
all.
yeah.
If he splits his fingers around the ball, he's got Cruz's as well. So
I like that airbender thing too.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Big outing by him. That was a fun at bat and inning for Devin.
Yeah, he's throwing well.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Booney.
Trivia.
Oh, trivia.
Trivia.
I blew it. Sorry.
And we're kind of on the topic. Trivia is presented by T-Mobile. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile. Johnny Loaisiga has already thrown 4 of the fastest pitches by a Yankee reliever this season in 11 of 12. Who is the other one in that 12?
Oh, wow.
Reed?
Reliever, my bad.
Oh. Reliever. Oh, man. I would go with maybe Hamilton's thrown one up in there.
Ooh.
The answer was
Where'd you guys go?
I don't know.
I don't know. You got frozen on a silly face. We can still hear you though.
Hamilton?
The answer is Yeri. Yeri let one rip at 97.5.
Oh, Yeri.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, now you can go.
All right, Blanches.
It's Boone.
Caldera Lab, let's be real. Most skincare products aren't made for the fellas. And when they are, they're usually not great. They're overly complicated, packed with questionable ingredients, or just do not deliver the results. That's where Caldera Lab comes in. They've redefined men's skincare by combining advanced science with high-quality, non-toxic ingredients to create a simple, effective routine that actually works. Each product, like The Good, the eye serum in the base layer, is formulated to support skin health and improve the look and feel of your skin. Men who use Caldera Lab products reported noticeable improvements. 100% said their skin looked smoother and healthier. 96.9% saw an improvement in hydration and texture. And 93.8% said their skin had more youthful appearance. Skincare doesn't have to be complicated, but it should be good. Bang. Upgrade your routine with Caldera Lab and see the difference for yourself. Go to calderalab.com/Yanks and use code Yanks at checkout. 15% off your first order.
That was manager Aaron Boone of the Yankees. We're in a blanch off, and we understand that, and we'll figure it out. Don't worry about us. Any good tidbits there that you wanted to know?
Tidbits. We found out that Roto or Rotor is another term for Rodon.
Roto, yeah.
Roto. So we can add that to our pitch mix. I just like him doing the pitch mix because he has to play the politics right.
Yeah.
Like we asked for 3 pitches, and I think he ended up doing a 6-pitch mix there. But it also
greedy,
going to Rodon's slider. And anytime we get extra Fernando Cruz stuff to chew on,
that's a good answer because I can see it. I can see the way
it makes sense.
Yeah,
he literally is a big presence.
Yeah. Yes. The Stanton injury was the first. I was like, what? He was like, I don't know.
Is it just Stanton's call?
Seems like it.
Seems like it, right?
Seems like it. I mean, I want to watch it back, but it seemed like you asked about Stanton. He just literally was like, I don't know.
Because last year
when they tell me he's graduated next time, it's like, oh, okay.
Was last year the year that he went traject machine, no rehab, came back for the first time?
And that's what it's
definitely happening
again. Yeah,
because he was good for the postseason and he's Stanton, so I think it's his call. And yeah, it's funny that there is a West Coast trip on the map, which Stan in a way kind of likes that. And it seems like he's kind of ready.
Seems like he's ready. No Dominguez tonight stinks.
Yeah, first lefty.
I understand.
He'll pinch run or pinch hit.
So will you beat Bibas?
Your beat goes on.
Oh, and on and on and on. Can we talk about this stuff?
Yeah.
Yesterday was a wave.
Yeah.
And if you're a Mets fan, not fun. I totally understand that.
Yes.
But if you're 29 other fan bases, this is theater and drama and so dumb and fun. Like, Clappish puts his column out. The radio's going crazy. Passan has to say he does not fly on a private plane. It just kept going and going and going. He turned down, Soto turned down the Sunday Night Baseball. He ditched reporters. I hadn't known that because we were at the game, not on social media doing that. And I will say this. I'm going to have fun with the next couple segments and stuff like that because I do enjoy it. The only thing that I think is wrong is denying that he is in a sour state of mind. Like, it's very obvious he's a little glum. And that could be personal reasons. It could be because he's not hitting the way he wants to. It could have to do with anything. We have no idea. There's a speculation, and people are riding with it's because he misses being a Yankee or whatever, isn't like enjoying being a Met. He could also, and he's going to take off and be amazing and probably be smiling soon. But Clappish's column is unreal.
Yeah, if you have no idea, Bob Clappish, NJ.com, came out with an article. It's got a lot of opinion in there, but it's also mixed in with some facts, and it lands in an area that normally a lot of articles just don't go to.
Well, I think it's a column, not an article. So like, the only thing I think he did wrong was put in those two insights. Like, because the rest of it's just straight up, here's my thought, which is what a column is supposed to do. Like, here's my opinions. It's so funny.
Yeah. And full disclosure on my end, I do think, well, let's see. Do I think there's a 10% chance that Soto is kind of miserable and regretting a big life decision? I do. And I think that's fair. I think he did something that nobody expected. Like, you thought there was a chance, but he actually did it, something that's never been done before. The other side of this, I would say there's a 50% chance this is nothing. Like, the Mets are playing really good baseball. They lost the series. Soto had a bad series against his former team. Like, I don't know. I could see if this wasn't Juan Soto, who is such a good baseball player that, basically sometimes he does have permission to not run down to first. If this was another situation, I could see it almost being like, damn, did you see how miserable DJ was? He played his former team and he didn't play well, so he was not happy. Like, that's kind of wild. Like, you do get to let your brain travel with it, and I guess that's what James was saying. Let your brain travel for a little bit, because it's a wild ride for a couple minutes.
So you got to go read the Clappish column if you want it, but I pulled 7 lines from it.
Yes.
That made me laugh.
Yeah. DraftKings, baseball fans, the season is rolling in every at-bat, every inning. The road to October is taking shape. There's no better time to get in on the action with our partners at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers who use code JMBaseball, you can bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets, from walk-off homers to no-hitters. You don't want to miss a pitch this baseball season, so why don't you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now? New customers, use promo code JMBaseball. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code JMBaseball. This firecracker is only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Here they are out of context. 1, the man is downright miserable.
Tough open.
3 sellout crowds broke him. He couldn't have been more naive. I would have loved to watch Clappish type this up.
Yeah.
The tentative at-bats only made Soto look weak. Oh, this one's making a lot of people laugh. I know BBD like this one. So did Kev. The fact that Soto blew off the network was only the first sign of his darkening state of mind.
That's wild. I mean, that sounds like a documentary about someone who's about to commit like a murder.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we saw that.
No.
I don't think that's coming.
Soto's bat seems slow, and more surprisingly, he's put on a few pounds around the middle.
See, that's what's tough to me, because the bat speed thing is real, and you've been talking about this a little bit. Like, there's
the bat speed thing is very real.
There's some Met strategy.
Slower.
There's some Met strategy stuff there. Like,
it's the biggest swing change in speed and length of any player this season combined. It's like a weird brand new swing. Then this one's really funny. The only time Soto seemed happy this weekend was while he interacted with Judge, manager Aaron Boone, and second baseman Jazz Chisholm during batting practice.
I mean, I did see that clip, and he was happy.
He was smiling.
I mean, the rest of the time he was playing baseball. He smiled the one time Rodon almost hit him with a changeup.
That was the interesting thing, is he's not shuffling. That's weird. They asked him about it. He said, it'll come when I feel it. That's weird. And then this is whatever, this is my column, it was real odd the way he was interacting with the Yankees pitchers, because he usually grabs his junk in your face
Right.
and stares you down and is intimidating you. That's like his whole thing. Like that's what's an article I read, right? Like he has logos of him shuffling on his luggage.
Right.
Like that's his brand. And he was being chummy. That's what David Cohn said. Looks like he's playing in a live at bats against his friends. Like he was being that I noticed. I was like, well, this is different. He's being very chummy with the Yankees pitchers, like laughing with them and like interacting with them. And I'm like, this is weird, dude. Usually you're staring everyone down, being like, this is my fucking plate. The fact that he's not shuffling is odd.
Yeah, and there was an interview 2 weeks ago about that, where he said, "Oh, it's coming," and he kind of went too deep with it. He got a little like Jedi about it. He was like, you got to be in a really crazy, intense state, and you got to like build yourself up to that point.
He did it every at bat versus a reliever last year. Like when a reliever came out in a close game, he shuffled almost every time.
Yeah. Well, and that was the other, when I mentioned the running to first play, which it's always going to trigger a lot of fans, is, going back to Robinson Cano, that it was funny. It's funny to see the wave come back on Robinson on that, because, Robinson Cano doesn't always run hard to first. And then it was like, wait, did he play every game? Yes. And that's more valuable. I'd rather not have Robinson Cano get hurt hustling to first on a play he's clearly going to be out on. But there was also episodes last year when I was talking about Soto, and he would beat out like infield hits when the Yankees were up. And he would take his at-bat so seriously, and I would say how much of a message that was to the team.
I know. Dude.
And that's kind of the whole thing here, that we had a good chat with Joseph Solano, internet celebrity Joe's McFly, yesterday, where we were talking about kind of what's going on with that. And I guess one of the things that I'm pocketing for now is that the whole thing of Juan Soto going to the Mets was the Mets like image changing. They've got the richest owner. They're trying to change the vibe here. They brought in Juan Soto. They beat the Yankees to get him. That Juan Soto kind of had to be the change. Like Soto kind of needed to lead the way and embrace it and be, boys, let's go into their house. I don't care that I'm friends with these guys. Like, let's take a weekend series in the Bronx. And it's 3 games. Like, the Angels just swept the Dodgers. It is baseball. But it feels like Juan Soto doesn't want to be the change for the Mets. Like, he kind of thought it was going to happen. And
he's not even being himself, which is odd.
Right.
Like, and Cohen, in our office, Padres fan, he's like, and he told us this before he became a Met.
Right.
He was like, this is not the Soto I watched on the Padres last year. He was like a mope.
From the Yankee. Comparing it to the Yankees.
Yes. Compared to the Yankees, he would watch games with us, and he would say he was like a mope last year.
Right.
Like he was a sad guy. And he was not that. He shuffled all. It was very intense. We were like, he is changing the way the Yankees play because he's so intense.
Yeah.
So it is odd. Again, could be something other than baseball just in his life, but there is a noticeable difference in his energy.
Yeah. And hey, over the 14, 15 years, maybe we'll end up looking back at this article and remembering this moment and laughing more, but there's also something up. And again, it could be totally unrelated to baseball. He walked into the series thinking he was going to hit 3 home runs, but it is the ESPN. He was supposed to be mic'd up before the game. And then moments before the game, he decided not to. And then after the game, said he was going to come back and do interviews. And then he didn't. And that's, hey, on the other end of the spectrum, Clint Jackson Frazier, when he did not do his interviews, the whole Yankees organization.
The Yankees sent him down even though he was performing well and traded for Edwin in June.
Like it's, the media in baseball is a very important thing. Look what this whole little shindig has turned into. Some parts of Bobby's article were wildly aggressive, and people kind of couldn't believe it was Bob Clappish writing it. Other parts are, we're at an interesting moment that let's see what the next steps are.
Yeah, I think he's going to turn it around. The best comp I had is Freddie Freeman had a little
Right.
like sad sour patch his first couple months with the Dodgers. He was with the Braves for 12 years.
Right.
And found out his agent kind of botched it on him or something like that came out, remember? And
Yeah.
then he very much came around, and he is like Mr. LA now.
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing to keep tabs on, and internet sensation Joseph Solano, aka Joe's McFly, was saying this. He was like, "Well, the only thing with New York is it's constant. If he goes to any restaurant or anywhere in New York City, there's going to be Yankee fans, and they're gonna give him crap." And yeah, I don't. Maybe that was a realization, or you heard Boone talk about it, and he talked about booing Brad Ausmus, which, if you saw the desk move from under us, you know why. That being booed, and you probably thought it was like a dumb anecdote of us booing our buddy in college, and then we all got booed. How many of you have been booed? It stinks.
It's
And
not a
like
good time.
Soto's been booed as like the bad guy about to win the game.
Yeah, I was asking, like, has he ever been hated? He's kind of adored. Like, before Altuve was caught up in his antics, even opposing fans kind of liked Altuve.
Yes. And I don't know, like those guys went through it and took their lumps as well. That, yeah, it felt like
Clint Frazier was batting 283, 330, 513 slug. And he ditched the media. And they were like, we're getting this guy out of here. And they brought in Edwin. And he didn't come back up till September 1st.
it felt like
Clint had a lot of strikes before that, but
It felt like Juan Soto did know he was going to get booed pretty good that first game, and he had his plan. He was going to tip his hat and do the whole thing. Maybe it was just his performance in the series. Maybe it was like Rodon walking him. Maybe like it all just added up. Some was off.
Yep. Kind of been off, though. And then for him to not run it out yesterday off the monster, and then Mendy says, yeah, I talked about not hustling, and then they asked Soto about not hustling, and he says, I'm hustling. I'm like, oh, shit. So it's not just a Yankees thing. Like, this is going to, It's growing its own legs. Wild. Oh, well, Rangers tonight. I do worry about the lack of juice coming off of that.
Oh, post juice. And, I mean, the Rangers rotation can really pitch. But they've had a bad case of the not hits, so maybe Will Warren, Yarbrough, and Rodon roll. Keep winning.
Keep winning.
Keep winning.
Win, win, win. Love you guys. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Team. Roy White. Chris Chambliss.